Hey guys, today we have Lakshmi and she is having total 9.5 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. And guys, those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Lakshmi, how are you?
Hi Ali, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, Ali, we can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So Lakshmi, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yes, Ali. So coming to myself, I have total 9.5 years of experience. Like it's around 9 plus years, I can say, not the 9.5. So way my career has been started with a Capgemini as a fresher. Then I got a good opportunity with Virtusa. I moved to the Virtusa. There I have completely moved to the Java backend there. So from
Java
there
backend.
to here, from there to here, I'm been working as an Java backend developer only. In between one of the project, I have worked for the Liferay as well, but that included the Java project as well, where we have been migrating from the Java to Liferay. So that
Mm-hmm.
that is also one of the advantage. So basically, I have most of the experiences like migration projects and the
Mm.
development projects are two, and I have the support
So
projects are the
migration
two.
means what type of
See,
migration?
see, I'll tell you. Oh, from Liferay to Liferay migration is one, SharePoint to Liferay
Mm-hmm.
is one, and Java to Liferay is one, and Java upgradation is one. Java 8 to 17 we
Mm-hmm.
have upgraded one. So like this, like I have most of
Okay.
the
So may I
migration
know the
projects I've been.
challenges that you face while migrating from older Java version to the Java 17?
See, Volta 17, that is totally, see, while migrating from the Java 8 to Java 17, the most of the time, like the packages has been changed. The total
Okay.
packages has been changed. By
Mm-hmm.
that, see, first we need what we have done. So before going ahead, we have listed out what are the packages we needed out,
Mm-hmm.
has been changed. The utilities has been changed. That's all we have been listed out, and then we have started. See, that time it is into the monolithical, and then also see monolithical upgradation to the 17 and also microservices. These two happened at the same time. So we have segregated the see first how we got that's the time like I have almost 6 years of experience where we have
Mm-hmm.
started the 6 to 7 almost 7 years of experience. So that time we have been so me and my lead are there and the one more guy is there. So we three has been the main part of this migration. So where we have been segregated all the modules where we have into the past see, almost it has in 10 to 15 modules we have. Like when we have segregated, see, one monolithical application to do microservices. It's almost
Okay.
17 we have. So
Yeah,
that we
just
have
1 second.
segregated.
Lakshmi, just give me a direct answer. Like I was asking the challenges. So just give me the challenges, 4, 5, or whatever you face, right?
So basically here the Jakarta. Jakarta is the main
Jakarta.
thing has been added.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
so wherever we added, that's the things. That's how the
Mm-hmm.
Jakarta has been added. The challenges means like when we have been using this thing, so that time like most of the applications were not working properly. The we need to again rewrite the code as well. So
Okay.
that's one
So
legacy one
do you
almost.
know the features that were introduced in Java 17?
Yeah, this is the Jakarta one, and one sealed classes is the one, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I remember these things.
Why do we use sealed glasses? Do you know?
Sealed classes mainly see to protect it out. Basically, we don't want to expose much to this. We don't have to must
Okay.
see. I have another class. I don't want to extend these
Mm-hmm.
classes for the everywhere. Like only limited classes needs to be extended. That time I'll be giving the limitation to that. That's
Mm-hmm.
for that this sealed classes has been using.
Okay, got it. Let's say you have a multi-threaded application that frequently access shared data, right? So how would the Java
Yes.
memory model influence the performance of the application, particularly concerning the visibility of the changes made by one thread to another?
It is so there we got the executor pool. So that's a thread pool we call it. So the thread pool is
Mm-hmm.
mainly we have this is a where we got it into the recent time. Like thread pools has been introduced. So thread pools are mainly used because see Now I give an example. Now I have an one of the request is happening. So in this request
Mm-hmm.
I have, so multiple a user has been came, multiple users has happening, and I need the tickets needs to be happening. Ticket service has is there for me. Ticket service is the one. So ticket service, in this ticket service, once user has been logged in here, so this at the same time multiple users will also come. So like these I have in multiple, but here we have a fixed number of threads we'll be maintaining. Suppose I
Mm-hmm.
will be having a five, I have given the fixed number of threads that time. So if I get the sixth request, it will be waiting till the five request will be completed. The first request will completed, then later it will be taking up the sixth request. So that's how the
Okay.
like means we don't want to give that the same time. It won't have the load into the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
The sixth request, whatever the request apart from the low see count we have given,
Got it.
apart from that will be waiting. Then later we don't want to waste our CPU as memory as well, and the performance also it will be good.
Okay. Good. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Lakshmi prepared from her interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred her to the multiple companies. So, guys, let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are already covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects, code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Okay. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime, any day. Okay. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. Okay. So basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full interview preparation kit with project supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, since Lakshmi is here, so we can ask for a feedback as well. So Lakshmi, can you please go ahead?
See that I want to say share my feedback is here. So that's mainly see, as I'm saying, like I have experience, but the theoretical knowledge is too less. So when I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming to the explaining the things, like once I got this kit, I have good with that. Like I have got the two offers later to that as well. So I'm very much happy with taking up that interview kit as well.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And now moving to our interview. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between auto-wired, qualifier, and resource annotation in Spring?
Auto word, qualifier, and
And resource.
resource. See, auto word is the mainly once we need to inject any object into the our class. That time, like we auto word are the construction injections, and we will be going ahead. And the qualifiers and the resource is like see, I'll say these are the being classes mainly. I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mm, by injection name, like what is the name we have, or I can say service name with the service or whatever the service I suppose I need to use that service, some x service I need to use to
Mm-hmm.
inject that, I use the qualifiers. And the
Okay.
resources is like resources mainly Jakarta one, like when Jakarta has been introduced, like that time the resource has been added.
Okay. Yeah, so basically resource it injects bean by name. If no bean name is specified, it default to the field name. Okay.
Okay,
And
that's
qualifier, as you already told you, that is also correct. But let me add you. We can use that qualifier annotation in conjunction with auto-wide annotation to specify which bean to inject when multiple candidates are present.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll check this too again.
Yep. You have used primary annotation, right? And we can also use a qualifier annotation, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I've
Okay.
been using these things only, but not the qualifiers still. Like I need to
Yeah,
check
yeah,
it
it's
out
fine.
once.
It is fine. Okay. So, what do you know about transactional annotation in Spring Boot?
See, transactional annotation is mainly it will be using for see how. to avoid the multiple to avoid the multiple transactions into the database once it is failed. Like suppose I'm doing one of the, suppose in my ticket service I have one more
Mm-hmm.
again like audit service, and the other service X service is there. So these two services are there. Once the ticket has been created, the ticket will be created into the then again the audit needs to be created. So the X services fail, then here what will have happened, the total, the three transactions, like the three requests will be rolled back. So it will be like the once any transaction will be dependent, means whatever the dependent is having, so the dependent will be also getting rolled back. So suppose like
Mm-hmm.
in our payment, basically payment transactions we can ask. So when I'm doing some payment here, so the payment was, before going ahead with the payment, like we need to get the details of the check balance, and the also the account is active or not, like the
Mm-hmm.
payment service is active or not. If the payment service is down, then we can't go ahead with the order, right? Creation order. That time, the if
Okay.
payment service is failed, that we can't go ahead, and now we can't that totally automatically the transaction will be rolled back. That's where the at the rate transaction will help us.
Okay. And what saga pattern does?
The saga pattern is mainly, see, that is, I'll say you, the saga pattern is mainly for the, when we have the different DBs. So transaction
Okay.
is inside the, within the DB, same DB, but the
Mm-hmm.
saga pattern is the, when the microservices, we will be having for each service, we will be having different databases. For each databases, we will be again having one, see, each transaction, once the this service has been failed, suppose the third service has been failed, as we suppose, like let's think of these three
Mm-hmm.
services as a different, and the third service got failed. That time saga will do that, they will be maintaining one transaction ID and the one status as well. So it will be before two, before completing the third one, the two services will be
Mm-hmm.
in the pending state. It
Okay.
will be into the pending state only. So
Mm-hmm.
once the it will be going into the transaction, so maybe we will be Kafka inside, or like we will be once ever, like we got the order has been created only, then order has been
Okay.
placed
So
completely
you are
successful.
saying the purpose is same for both transactional annotation and the saga pattern, is it?
But here in the databases are different.
Okay.
That's a transaction is
Okay, so let me give
same.
you a one situation. Just tell me the correct answer. Okay. So let's say you are working on an e-commerce application, right? Now what
Yeah.
happening is order is placed, payment is deducted, right? Inventory is also deducted, right?
Mm.
But sending notifications to the buyers or seller, that service is getting failure. So
Okay.
should we use saga pattern here?
No, we don't. See,
Why?
notification service is like, see, these can be delayed. Like, this is not dependent on to this one. So, suppose like I am doing some payments, I may get the alerts lately, like after 1 hour or sometime. That's not an issue. But once you have the between the transactions, we have the check
Hmm.
balance operations are there. Suppose I want to do check the payment services up or down. Like these all the things are like some small service dependent services. This
Hmm.
notification service is totally different. Like we are
So
not
what
dependent. We
is
are
the
just
best way to handle this situation? What we can
then.
do then, if not saga pattern, then what we should do?
See, for my case, like if you give me this design to me design, like I'll be till notification service, whatever the transaction checking out everything, I'll go with the saga. Then later we will be having the Kafka, which is asynchronous one. We follow the
Hmm.
asynchronous process here. So where we will keep the Kafka in between. Kafka will load this message and it will be sent to the notification. Whenever it is active only, it will be reading it out the uh, sorry topics, and that topic will
Hmm.
be read by the notification. That is consumed by the notification service.
Got it. Okay. Um, Consider a scenario where a
Mm.
transaction spans multiple service calls. Okay. How would you decide the appropriate propagation level for each service call? And what potential challenges could arise with your chosen approach? You know the propagation levels, right?
Sorry, can you come again your question? Propagation levels, right?
Yeah, let's say you are consider a scenario where a transaction span multiple service calls.
Okay.
Okay, how would you decide the appropriate propagation level for each service call?
Mm. If transaction already exists, the method joins it. Otherwise, the Spring creates new transaction.
Mhm.
See,
Let's say
suppose
we
orders
have
have been.
transaction propagation level required new nested mandatory
Yes,
support.
yes. So
So I
these
just want to
always
know
start
which
with
one would
new
you
trans.
use? Hmm?
See, require new is like whenever this always starts with a new transaction. Require new.
Mhm.
Order placed
Okay.
successfully. Audit logging should be this time like require new will be taking up.
Yeah,
Support like
yes.
support is used for the if a transaction exists and it joins it, like suppose otherwise it runs without transaction, then that time it is
Okay.
a transaction,
So
support
yeah,
will be
let me
taken
tell
up.
you the correct answer of this question. You are correct, but let me just refactor your answer. If we have an independent process that shouldn't affect the main transaction in this scenario, then we should use require string, right? And
Yes,
when a transaction spans multiple services, then we can also use required for most calls to ensure they participate in the same transaction,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving ahead, imagine you need to connect to multiple databases. For
Mm.
example, MySQL for user data, MongoDB for logs, right? Within the same Spring Boot application, right? What strategies would you use to or utilize to configure and manage these data sources effectively?
To use, so suppose I have a multiple databases,
In short, you are going to
we
implement
can configure
multiple.
the multiple. Spring will allow us to configure the multiple databases.
So
So
how could you do it?
the first one is configuring separate databases. That is the application by using the application dot properties, like where I'll be using the MySQL as well and the MongoDB, the both. And the second one we can create the separate one, where the services like logging where the separate service and the where the ticket service will be having the different service. These two services are the different, like then that time we will be connecting into the different, as I said, microservices will always be having the different databases,
Mm,
right? And use the each service will be communicating with the other service, the DB which is required. Suppose
okay.
ticket service is MySQL and the logging is with the Node, MongoDB.
Okay. Cool. One more question related to the database. Let's say you are working on a new project, right? We
Okay.
client has not decided which database to use as of now, right? Now
Yes.
client is asking you or client is uh, allowing you to choose anyone, either SQL or no SQL. Client
Okay.
allowing you to choose anyone, right? Now, what architectural decision would you make to choose the NoSQL or SQL database, or
So
what would
that's
your strategy?
yeah, that's a basic thing, like when we are need to design any microservice.
Hmm.
So suppose like if I have any structured one, suppose I have one, it will not change. Suppose I have one service is there, the one service is the user service is the user will be always having the particular fields only. So this will
Hmm.
be not going to change at any cost. So then
Okay.
I'll be going the object oriented. Like then if anything is changing, like which each user may get some other details as well. Then that time I'll be using the MongoDB, because see what the MongoDB know here will be happening. It will be not having any structure. So it
Hmm.
won't maintain any structure for each record. It will be suppose it will be using the user. For user, it will be recording all the list. It will be like list of objects. We
Mm-hmm.
can't call it as an objects here in the MongoDB. So like this time, here we will be having listed out all the into the, see, suppose I have in one request came with the request user details. In this user detail, like user object is the main one. Like user object I have with structured one, I can keep it everything. Like without structured one, I can keep into the, it will be when I get the user ID, based on the user ID, it will be getting it out data.
Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Can in a microservice architecture, can we use a same database for each services?
No, that's not recommended because see, microservices architecture is always designed to loosely couple, not to dependent on
Mm.
another thing. See, that's the reason only we got into the microservice. If it is into the same DB, again it is, we can use it out, but it's not required. The as a designer perspective, we always go ahead with the each service needs to having different database. That makes the like
Okay.
it will be independent for each
How would you
everything.
handle distributed transactions in microservice architecture?
Sorry.
How would you handle the distributed transactions in microservice architecture?
Distributed transactions in microservices. See, this I need to. Mm,
We have
so
already
basically,
discussed this thing, I think, in
yes, yes, I am
one of
just
the previous answers.
yes. See, two-phase commit. Like I'm just giving the different type answer like here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so basically, we will avoid the distributed transaction here. Using two-phase
Mm-hmm.
commit is always tight couple. It's a tight coupling, right? So we won't always go ahead with the distributed transaction. So then, see, because as we discussed previously, the two transactions will be happening at the same time. Then it will be like the server may the request will be more, and when we need the request response back, the it will be slow. Where it needs
Mm-hmm.
to get the response will be slow, and the request will also get the slower. That time we
Mm-hmm.
always go ahead with the distributed transactions. Always be avoided mainly.
Okay. Okay. In a microservice architecture, if one step in R or in your saga pattern fails, so how would you ensure data consistency across all services involved? Also, could you please provide a specific example of a compensation action?
Okay. See, basically, the saga pattern has been introduced to avoid the duplicate transactions as well, and also
Mm-hmm.
to avoid the we don't want to go ahead with the when any transaction, as we discussed, any transaction fails, that will be rolled back. The transaction totally completely rolled back, and the status will be. It's mainly that it is dependent on the transaction ID and the statuses. Mainly, we have been going ahead. So
Mm-hmm.
once see the suppose the order service is there, order has been created, and the payment service is there, payment has been deducted, inventory service is there, reverse the deduction, it reverse the deduction or something, it will be create again it will be creating a shipment for something, like it will be happening with these are the four steps will be suppose shipping service fails, then
Mm-hmm.
inventory service release the refund here, reserved. Oh, yeah, it will be, yeah, it will be resolved into the stack, and then later it will be moving ahead. Like because it will be not, it has been committed, but the status has not yet committed here. Still, the status was in the still pending state only. Once we have the shipping service has been done only, then it will be going ahead and done with. I mean to say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
once these transaction only happen, the status will be changed. Till that, it will be into the pending state only. So that
Okay.
time, the total transaction will be cancelled if it
Mm-hmm.
will wait for some time, and then later only it will be cancelled. So the
Yeah, yeah.
consistency, uh,
So if the payment,
uh,
let for example, if a payment service transaction fails after an order is created, the order service
yes,
should trigger a compensation action to cancel the order. That
yes,
is called compensation action,
yes,
right?
yes,
That's an
compensation,
example of
yes.
compensation action,
Mhm. Yes,
right? And we must, right? We must implement compensating transactions to undo the effects of previous actions, right?
yes, you are right, exactly. Understood.
Okay, tell me which deployment strategy are you using currently? in your application, right? And also, what is the downtime of your application?
See, we are using the GitHub here. We are
Okay.
using the GitHubs and their workflows as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
where we have recently, I said you right, migration has been happened, and in the migration, we have been using the containers as well here and everything.
Mm-hmm.
See, our downtime is max 5 seconds of time, like five to
Okay.
like 10 seconds. It's mostly to restart the server. Everything it will take it
Mm-hmm.
out like one max it will be 1 minute of time like to get restarted everything it will happen. So if anything go my downtown is one time like where my how my deployments will happen the cycle is so once I get a request the CRs we will be
Mm-hmm.
creating the feature branch into the gate and these gate we will be once everything is done we will be pushing into the future deployment is done testing is done testing is passed then we are raising a PR to push into the master branch. That time, once we pushed it, the workflow will be triggered in the master branch. In the workflow will be triggered, and these will be containerized into the Docker, and Docker will be
Mm-hmm.
these containerization will be deployed into the EC2 application. Then later, the automatically this is the again service. The once application is up, then everything is fine. I see.
Okay.
If anything
Do
goes
you,
wrong,
do,
if when
mm-hmm.
my service is goes wrong, that time like I need to check it out is that my service or some other service is failing. I need to check it out
Okay.
before checking out this. I need to deploy my previous build before doing any analysis. First we need to make it our service needs to be active.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
that
so
time
did
like
you
we
get a
will roll
chance? One second, one second. Did you get a chance to implement blue-green deployment or canary release to minimize the downtime?
no, I did not get a chance there.
Okay. Yeah, these
I
are
need
the
to.
some common or famous strategies involve running two environments like blue and green or gradually rolling out changes to small percentage of users. Do you know, let's say you are working on an e-commerce application or any social media or any application, right? Now you
Okay.
are asked, you basically worked on a new feature and you have created a new feature of that application. Now you have done all the testing, the dev environment testing, right? Now
Mm.
you just want to do a production deployment for the features for few percentage of users, not all, like 1%,
Okay.
2%, 3%, right? Do you know how could we implement that or
No,
deployment?
this was
Okay.
this
Yeah, that's for that we should use canary release technique. We should,
canary relief technique.
yes, yes.
Okay, let me go to
Okay.
this.
Yeah, after this interview, you can check that, right? Or you can explore that, right? After this interview. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, how do you resolve gate conflicts when you or your friends or your teammates when you all caught up a conflicts?
Git conflicts mainly we will be resolving see manually mostly. See whenever I
Mm-hmm.
get the conflicts, we manually go ahead and do that. We don't have any automated like when conflicts comes, we manually suppose I have done one service and another one was done some file in the same service, same application. That time it will come
Mm.
obviously having the conflict, right? That time we will be manually merging the data.
Okay.
I don't have any much
Okay. Did
techniques
you
here.
use any tool like Tortoise Git or any
Yeah,
other
I use
tool?
the tortoise. Tortoise
Tortoise
gate
Git.
we use.
Okay, cool. What is the meaning of git cherry pick command?
Cherry pick command mainly, see, cherry pick command mainly used for the whatever the commits has been happened before. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
only we need to have the specific commits. Suppose I have done hundreds of commits, but in this go we need to have the only a 30 to 40 commits which I have done. That picking up that commits we call it as cherry pick, and we selected that and that we call the cherry pick. So cherry pick command will help us to do that.
Okay.
To
Let's
basically
say,
hmm.
okay, got it. Let's say you have done some code changes or some feature changes in your branch. Now you have deployed in production. After merging, you have deployed in production. Now you just found a bug in post production testing, right? Now
Okay.
you have two option. First option
Hmm.
is and yeah, giving you a condition. You have already analyzed a root cause of that bug. Okay. Now you
Okay.
have
Okay.
two options. You can create another branch, right, to fix that issue in production. Or, I
Okay.
mean, the one thing you could do, you just created a new branch, you just fix that issue and just merge it and another production deployment. Another option would be you just roll back whatever you have already done, right? And you just give your time to done everything like whatever you have already done and the changes of the root cause in one branch. So what would you choose?
See, basically, what I'll choose, we always do ahead with the you said post production, right? Post production, we don't want to give any chance to fail the any service into that.
Mm-hmm.
First, we need to roll back everything. Like we need to roll back to the previous build. Then,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the things we need to do, that we need to do. We can't sit and wait for the doing the changes because
Okay.
it will be impacting the business.
Okay. What if it is not impacting the business, but there is a bug?
So the bug is it. See, that's the reason. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's not impacting, then I'll be checking it out. So some services will be there. That will be in the internal only. Internal users
Mm-hmm.
will be using it. That won't be into the business. That time we can check it out. We will be going ahead, and I need to check my first ever. What are the bills I have done? Like, what is the issue? I need to check into the log
Mm-hmm.
first. So if
Got it.
something has been found onto the my service with deployment, recent deployment, then I
Mm-hmm.
need to it up and I need to change the data.
Cool. Okay, so do you know about CAP theorem?
Cap?
CAP theorem, CAP.
Oh no, Ali. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it is fine. So basically, the CAP theorem states that in a distributed data store, it is impossible to simultaneously guarantee consistency, availability, and partition tolerance. And we can only achieve two out of three.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yes, when we are just implementing microservice architecture, migrating monolithic to microservice, right? We should
Hmm.
keep CAP theorem in our mind. So yes, that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Moving ahead. Okay. Okay. So, like, what all design patterns you are aware of?
Let's see what all the design patterns I you see. On solid principles you mean to ask?
No, no, solid principles. These are the principles, not design
Yeah, so
patterns, right?
design patterns. See, what are the design patterns? I'll singleton design pattern. Basically, we
Which
been
tell
using.
me the name of that singleton design pattern that you have already used. You have some hands on.
See, singleton design pattern we used in this ticket service only. See,
Okay.
before that I have used the order service and the payment services wherever these all the things
Mm-hmm.
will be. Uh, this is created once, and we see once this is the order one order created, right? This order has
Mm-hmm.
been this service, this method we can use it in different type.
Mm-hmm.
And once we have created, see,
So
like
you told me you have implemented singleton design pattern.
yes.
Which in which way you have implemented? There are many ways to implement singleton design patterns, right?
Singleton design pattern I have implemented. I said you right for this ticketing service and these all the things we have been used for. See, how implemented means see suppose
Like
in
through enum or double check looking or thread safe singleton. There are many ways to implement, right?
basically I have used this ticket services and these things only, not
Okay,
that all
okay.
like
Got it. Yeah,
I'd
it's fine.
say service components and these all the
Yeah,
these
yeah.
also comes under the singleton, right?
Mm, correct, correct. Okay. So yes, Lakshmi, it's done for my end. And yes, it was a very nice interview.